another day, and you don't have to hide away. You'll be my boy, but for now it's time to run. It's time to run.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the School of Science podcast. This is a different show today. It's almost an instant match reaction to whatever we just witnessed. Everton 2, Arsenal 5. As per usual, I'm joined by Jake White. How you going, mate?
I am absolutely superb, mate. How about yourself?
Me too. Never been better. Real super optimistic right now about Everton and all our good fortunes in the league and whatnot and Europe. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. As I explained,
like that.
we had scored 2, so that's something.
We did.
But we also conceded 5 at the same time to a team that had only previously scored 1 goal and got 1 point away from home this season. Not good.
Now they've scored 6.
Hey?
Now they've scored 6.
Yeah. It's they went from being one of the worst away teams to probably being one of the better ones, to be fair. Won one game. It started bad, and then we took the lead. Somehow, Wayne Rooney popping up and doing what Rooney did 15 years ago, and everyone was buzzing, to say the least. And then it all just went tits up, I think. Nacho Monreal scored.
See, I actually thought we were all right for like a 20-minute period after we scored. That's the weird thing. We should have been down 3-0 before we scored.
Got yellow carded. When Idrissa Gueye got yellow carded, that's when it went downhill. Because
our whole game was like based off Idrissa fucking just shredding cunts.
Basically. Nacho Monreal scored. Say what you want about Pickford. He pretty much was the reason we didn't concede double figures today. Literally. Like, it should have been double figures.
Yeah, 100%.
But Nacho Monreal, Kenny switched off, and Monreal was there to tuck home. But after half-time, we took off Ashley Williams, which I thought was fair enough. Tom Davies came on. I called it at half-time probably the right sub. But it backfired completely, I guess. Ozil scoring. Then Idrissa got sent off, and then it was just tits up. Lacazette on the score sheet. Aaron Ramsey, Alexis Sanchez, Nias obviously scored in the middle of those two, but it meant fuck all. I was like, we could lose 4-2. We can look at it and be like, whatever. And then 5-2, and then it's just like, fuck. But, yeah, I honestly don't even know what to say. I was sitting, like you said before the podcast, you were sitting there laughing when Nias scored because it was just that much of a joke. And just to top it off, Nias scoring, I mean... the bloke...
I think that's fair insult to Koeman, Nias scoring. That would be the perfect way to send Koeman off, Nias scoring Everton's last goal.
Absolutely.
For him.
Yeah, we'll start at the start. The team. We spoke about it. We thought someone had differing views on the team. You were against it. I was a little bit optimistic about it. I thought it wasn't too bad. But we'll get your view first on your taking hindsight out of the equation. First and foremost, what did you think of it?
I'm taking the result completely out of it. Like, I'm speaking on the basis of how I saw it an hour before the game started. I just saw it as negative. Like, I understand playing 3 at the back if we're going to play with wing backs, but then you actually watch the game, and I don't think Kenny or Baines really created any chances for us. Like, Baines put in like 1 cross the whole game, and Kenny got forward 2 or 3 times in the whole game. But we genuinely did play as a back 5. Like, when you actually look at how we genuinely played, and it's just so negative, especially like playing against a team like Arsenal. We need to win the midfield battle, because if we invite pressure onto ourselves into defence, we can have 10 defenders all we want there. They're gonna get through us, and they did, because like you said, they genuinely should have scored 10. And if we don't win that midfield battle, we're going to get shredded because, like I said, if we can have as many defenders as we want, but they're going to every now and then they're going to get in behind our defence, and it wasn't every now and then for us. It was every second minute that they got in behind our defence. Like I said, it honestly should have been like 3-0 before we even scored, and we scored in like the 10th minute. And I don't know how Davies doesn't start. And it's just it's one of those ones where it's so obvious that we need width in our team because, like I've tweeted, like we are missing. And I thought Kenny was okay, in all fairness, in patches, but it's obviously hard for him making his first Premier League start against a team like Arsenal when we're going to invite pressure onto ourselves. But we're missing Coleman and Balassi so much. It's honestly a joke how much we're missing them. Like, obviously, any team will miss players like that out of their team, but we shouldn't be missing those two like we are. Because you don't see teams like City. City aren't missing Danilo. I know they have Walker, but City aren't missing Danilo. City aren't missing Mendy. Like, I know we're different to City, but come on. Like, we shouldn't be missing those players this much. And Baines played another 90. I love Baines again. I'll say it again. Baines has played another 90 minutes. And guess what? Wednesday or Thursday, whenever we play Chelsea, he'll play another 90 minutes. And then next week when we play against Leicester, he'll play another 90 minutes. Because I'm gonna repeat that in every single podcast, basically, because he's absolutely cooked. If we give him a week off, he could come back and get best on for us. But he's playing 90 minutes every single week, and he just looks like he's bloody running on a treadmill every single game. Because he's dead set cooked. I thought Vlasic was decent in patches, but
I thought Vlasic was very good. The only player that literally wanted to take the game on and do something.
Exactly. So why not put him on the right and put Lookman on the left?
Lickman.
Because I thought Lookman was pretty good when he came on too, but Lookman was coming on when we were down by like 2 or 3 goals already anyway, and down to 10 men. So he was only getting like a touch every 5 minutes. Like he had one touch where he took on 2 players and then had a shot, and we hadn't seen that from anyone in our team all game basically. Because after Rooney, that Lookman shot on target 66 minutes later was our first shot on target since the Rooney goal. It's just not good enough. If we want to go anywhere near taking it up to teams like Arsenal, we need to do better than that, obviously, because we got absolutely spanked. But if we want to go anywhere near, like I know we're sitting in relegation right now, but if we want to go anywhere near cracking the top 6, well, we've lost against the top 6. Lost every single game apart from the game against City, which we got absolutely dominated in anyway, but that was our best performance of the season. We've lost against every team in the top 6 apart from Liverpool, but we all know what happens when we play against Liverpool anyway.
Just want to quickly point out something. Sport Pisa, whatever. Our kit sponsors are completely taken the complete piss out of us here. Are you on Twitter looking at what they've tweeted?
I don't think I want to.
They've quoted Arsenal's 5-2 picture thing, saying get in, and they've literally said 5 goals from 5 different players equals 3 red points. Well in hashtag Gunners, a superb gift by the players for the birthday gaffer. Hashtag made of winners. This is literally our shirt sponsor. And, they've since deleted it. I gotta I'll take a screenshot. I've just tried retweeting it and it said tweets not available. So I think they've just understood that they're the Everton kit sponsors. But
the thing that pisses me off a lot is Angry Birds, the fucking Twitter account. They just take the piss out of Everton every single time they could possibly get. Like,
how's the Angry Birds bloody advertisements going on around the stadium today? I was looking at it thinking, gee, I might get back into it. Jordan Pickford, David Hennon tweeted during the game that Pickford is the best keeper in the country by a mile.
I love Pickford, but he's not.
No, he's not, but it's a nice little...
Well, it depends on what he means by country. Like, is he meaning by Premier League, or is he meaning English
If it means
goalkeeper.
by the Premier League, then he's on something else, David Hannum. But if it means English keepers, I'm sure it's not a bad shout, to be honest.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, if it wasn't for Pickford, it would have been very, very, very ugly. He's made an absolute superb save off Lacazette to start things off. It's despite all the saves he made, the one thing that was the most pleasing about his display was when he saved off Sanchez and he turned around and just fucking gave it to him. And that was one thing that, like, literally has been lacking in Everton's season so far. If you take out Leon on Thursday, apart from Ashley Williams getting stuck in and the crowd and the kids getting stuck in, then we haven't seen that this season. We haven't seen anyone really get stuck into the other team and be aggressive.
No.
And if you look back to last season, or it was last season? I think it was last season. There was a lot of patches when we were playing well that we were actually crowding around the ref, and there was a lot of times the season before when Chelsea won the league, or maybe 2 seasons before when Chelsea won the league, when there was a lot made of how Chelsea bullied the referees into making decisions for them. And I remember looking at that and thinking, oh, Everton don't do that. And then there was patches last season or season before where we were playing well and we were actually bullying the ref. And we don't see any of that anymore.
Well, Koeman came to Everton with a reputation of, like, building, like, a snide sort of reputation at Southampton. And he is turning our team into softer than what it was under Martinez. And I don't understand how he's possibly doing that, because we were soft as fuck under Martinez. But there's no leadership, for one, in our team. So it's being left up to players like Pickford, Calvert-Lewin and Davies to show any interest in getting under the ref's skin. Like, the only player I saw today that really questioned the ref on anything was Pickford. Like, Lacazette, Ozil, Sanchez, sometimes Xhaka, Bellerin. Showed any care in the world to the ref. But any time any Everton player did anything, whether it was legal or not, there was 4 or 5 Arsenal players surrounding the ref. And that's the difference. Like, it's not the difference in the result and stuff, but it's the difference in showing you give a fuck. There's no leadership in the team. And that's why I miss Barry, because Barry used to do it all the time. And McCarthy used to do it all the time too. Barkley would do it all the time as well. Coleman would do it all the time as well. Obviously, we can't do much with Barkley, Coleman and McCarthy right now. But I'd love to see them back in the team because they give a fuck. As much as what people want to say about Barkley and what happened during the transfer window and stuff, I have no doubt in the world that if he's out there wearing the Everton kit and obviously playing football for Everton, he would care and he would give 100%. And that's the difference with no players. Jackie could running around with the captain's armband on, but the only leader in our defence looks like Keane right now, and even Keane's not at that good at the moment. I think Keane needs a game off because he has been pretty average lately. And Thursday, I know that, Friday morning, like, I know that Williams got stuck into the Lyon players, but Williams couldn't care less about Everton, and he's running around with the captain's armband on. I'd honestly give the captain's armband right now to Pickford, because he is the only one that looks like he genuinely gives a fuck about the badge that he's wearing, other than Davies. But for some reason, Davies not starting every game. If Davies was starting every game, I'd give him the armband until he retires. But for some reason, he's not starting, and it's just, he should go. Like, I'll be very surprised. I'm at the point right now where I'll be very surprised if Koeman's managing our club against Chelsea. Because from the things that I saw, like the reactions I saw from Mashiri, well, I'm not going to say Mashiri because for some reason he was smiling and laughing.
He was getting up on the bloody the TV thing, and he was fucking waving at the camera clapping and laughing and clapping and shit, thinking he's famous, getting up on the bloody scoreboard.
But like Ken Wright, like even like the gifs and the photos of Kenwright going around on Twitter right now and stuff, he just looks done. And I haven't seen that from Kenwright. I've honestly never seen that from Kenwright.
It was, for them looking at it, it was like Mashiri is fucking buzzing to finally be getting rid of Koeman, and Kenwright is just cut because he has to do it. And he's always been a loyal person at the club, who's always given his managers time. But it's up to Mashiri, and Mashiri's just buzzing to get rid of the cunt. So I think it's I think that's sort of it. I reckon if he's not sacked by Chelsea, I think, assuming we do lose to Chelsea, and I'm fully expecting to get fucking walloped about 6-0, then I'm pretty sure that should be his last game. Who'll we got next weekend?
Leicester away.
See, we'll fucking get done there as well, won't we?
and Leicester have been shit this season, but we'll somehow make Leicester look like we look like when we play Liverpool away.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got there. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't bode well. I guess it does bring up the conversation. What happens now? Obviously,
Koeman has to go.
We're both in the same boat here. I think us and about 98.5% of Everton fans right now are Koeman out. I think that 1.5% are all Dutch, and they're all like, "Oh, let it be, whatever."
Well, it's funny. I was watching Opta Sport, and before the game, Peter Schmeichel and Phil Neville was saying, even if they lose, they still need to stick by him and like gather around him and stuff, because like it's not easy. But then the host of it asked them the same question: should Koeman go? And they both said yes after the game. So. Yeah, it doesn't look good for him. And I'll be honest, like, it's really frustrating because, like, I was watching Koeman's press conferences and stuff before the game, and he's completely honest about the situation he's in right now. Like, he's not beating around the bush. He knows that he's struggling and he knows the team's struggling. But I think he just needs to go. Like, it's not healthy for both parties, realistically, just stick by it, because Everton need a breath of fresh air right now, whether that's Unsworth, whether that's Arteta, whether that's somehow Ancelotti. Just as long as it's not fucking Moyes or Allardyce, I don't care. If Moyes or Allardyce come in, then I'd much prefer us just to stick it out with Koeman, to be honest.
Well, I mean, if Allardyce in, at least, would be good defensively or something.
But who's he going to play long ball to?
We'll promote.
We played long ball to Calvert on today, and
yeah,
we get Shane Duffy and put him up front.
I mean, we could just stick QQ up front and try something different. It could be fucking gem, but it's a shit situation. Let's assume. I mean, let's assume he doesn't get sacked. And all the rumours flying around with his contract and saying they can't sack him, it'll cost too much, or they're, Fahd and Kenwright are all fucking, backing him and shit. Like, spend all this money, like, give him till Christmas or something, like whatever. If he doesn't get sacked, are we going to be seeing Koeman out banners at the next home game? Surely. I think I'd be surprised to see any supporters at the next home game, to be honest.
What's our next home game? It's probably
Watford.
Oh, gee, they're good as well.
Yeah, it's not a good fixture. Realistically, right now, every single game looks hard.
It does, and
we could host Crystal Palace tomorrow when we'd fucking lose.
At the start of the season, it was like one of those ones. Oh, we've had a tough run to start the season. Like, we'll see how we go against the lesser sort of teams. And then we come out and we scrape home against Bournemouth, draw against Applewell, lose to Burnley and draw against Brighton, and you're just sitting there like, well, fuck. Because those are the 4 games that we were meant to like come out and be like, yeah, nice. Like, after Sunderland, when we beat them 3-0 in the cup, we were like sitting, it's looking all right. And then we haven't won since the 24th of September, and we're sitting here a month later. We've played Applewell, Burnley, Brighton, Lyon and Arsenal, and we've got Chelsea, Leicester and Lyon away coming up in the next few weeks.
It's just not good, is it?
It's not. Because
Speaking of
I
Crystal
honestly, I
Palace,
look
we
at
play
those
them in a
3
month.
games, and I honestly think we're going to lose those 3 games.
We play
And then we
Crystal.
have Watford at home, who have absolutely somehow turned into bloody Atletico Madrid this season. And then we have Palace away, so we'll give them their second win of the season. And then we have Atalanta, who are a boss.
Southampton away.
Yeah, so they're not shit this season. We'll make them look good. Like, it's just so frustrating.
I reckon our next win's the 30th of November against West Ham.
Even that, West Ham will probably sack their manager like the day before.
And they'll turn fucking good.
Manager and fucking beat us on 4-0.
Yeah.
I can see it's beating Palace, to be honest, but like still, like it just doesn't bode well. I honestly wouldn't be against sacking if we sack Koeman, give it to Unsworth, and just put the under 23s out against Chelsea, and then maybe bring like Arteta or someone else in over the next few weeks.
Well, I told you before the podcast that you hadn't noticed, or if you had or whatever, I'm not sure, but Arteta was at the game against Lyon. And, you know, you'd assume, thinking that Arteta's part of Man City's backing staff, you'd think, oh, they're probably just sussing Everton out, whatever. But, I mean, we don't play Man City again until fucking end of the season or something like that, the 1st of April. So, I mean, realistically, I don't think he was doing a scouting report unless he was looking at one of our players or one of Lyon's players or something like that. But, you know, he could be a player that has been shortlisted by Mashiri, by Kenwright. Obviously, you know, he's working with Guardiola, who's arguably the best manager in the world. He could be someone that comes in and installs that sort of Man City type of play. Obviously, we're not as good as Man City, but it'd be nice if we could play a similar sort of football to Man City. And, you know, Arteta's obviously, you know, had his ups and downs at Everton. For the majority, he was a much-loved character. And, you know, he was one of my favourite players of all time to ever play for Everton, so...
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I'd froth to see his sexy mug sitting on my TV every single week. I don't even care for shit. At least we'd have a good-looking manager.
Yeah, I've got this cunt fucking taken over, and I've got to look at him try to hide back the fact that he's growing a beard a lot faster than he ever has, so... You see that tweet the other day of him and Martinez, like the end of their times at Everton, and they both look the exact same.
Imagine what we could do to Arteta.
Fucking turn him into Barnaby French.
He'd be looking like Sam Allardyce.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Are we both in the same boat? How we want to go with Unsworth directly if we do sack Koeman?
I feel like you're in a boat where you want just Unsworth to go for like the whole season. Am I right?
I think he's earned it. I don't think he's earned it in a senior football level because he's never managed a senior football level. But the fact that he's worked with the under 23s, I mean, he got his opportunity to manage the senior team when Martinez left, and he won. Albeit against Norwich.
Got a great win record.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100%, so you can't complain. He gave Dow and Davies their first starts. Kenny, I think, maybe played that day as well. He's done well with the 23s. He won the league with them last season. He's often been a peripheral figure in promoting youth to the first team, and considering we had the likes of Davies, Calvert-Lewin, Lookman, Kenny, I'm missing someone else out there today. I mean...
Never know. Hennon might be able to get a gig.
Exactly, and, you know, he works with them, and he's been able to produce their games and instill confidence in them to come into the first team.
Yeah.
He could maybe instill confidence in the players like Sigurdsson, who does need it, and Sandro. And Sandro's still a young player. He's 21 years old. Someone like Unsworth, who's been working with players that age and younger, could be someone that could turn Sandro around. And you mentioned how you should give Sandro a run in the 23s. Well... I mean, Unsworth, who just works... Unsworth, who just works with youngsters, could turn, you know, Sandro around. Klassen's still youngish at 24. So, I just think Everton need a breath of fresh air. Just something to light.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We need to give Koeman the sack, but I'm in the boat right now where I think we should give it to Unsworth. Like I said, give it to Unsworth and... not rush finding a manager, but maybe bring in Arteta or anyone we can find that's a decent manager over the next like month or so. So give it to Unsworth for like a month or so, and if he does well, then great, keep him and stuff. But I think the main goal should be to get in someone like Arteta, even if we bring in Arteta and make Unsworth his assistant or something like that. So Unsworth can still have a say in the first team, within the first team as well. Not that I want Duncan Ferguson off the touchline and stuff, because he needs to be there for us as well. But even if we,
Well, I missed what you said. It
that
lagged
can
out.
be weird. If we sack Koeman, then his brother's going to go as well.
Yeah, I was just mentioning that. I was about to mention that actually.
Yes. And
so we
probably
need
the
a new
goalkeeping
assistant
coach as well,
manager.
because they all just follow each other everywhere. So
Yeah, and our fitness coach.
not that it's really doing much.
Yeah, we can't fucking run fucking in the
Injuries
games
come
anyway.
out over years.
Baines is fucking doing treadmills and shit. So, yeah, I guess we've made this. Before Koeman's been sacked. Hopefully, by the time it's uploaded, he has been sacked. But we'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to be honest. Like, it's the way. Oh, well, actually, I'd be pretty surprised if he got sacked like
Next half
today.
an hour.
But like, I have heard that apparently there's going to be a meeting tomorrow. So
We'll see.
yeah, it's if there's a meeting tomorrow, I'd be very surprised if he came out of that meeting still manager of Everton. Like I can't see any logical reason as to why he would stay. Like, people compare what Everton are going through right now to what Spurs went through with Bale, and Spurs in that season post Bale, they sacked Villas-Boas. So it's not like one of those ones where Spurs stacked. Sherwood, I think.
Nah, Sherwood. All right, let's just get Sherwood.
That doesn't bode too well. Let's get Villas-Boas in.
Neville in. Fucking hell. Neville and Schmeichel can be fucking our managers.
Yeah, they seem to know a lot.
They didn't go too bad.
They do talk a lot of sense in all fairness. Like, big blokes not the sport too, but it's just. And if he does get the sack as well, I do wish Koeman all the best in the future, because I'm loving seeing Martinez do well in the Belgian role too. But I just don't see him doing well for Everton anymore, and I think it's just better for both companies to part ways, basically.
I think we'll wrap it up there. There's anything else we can add. I think we've let it loose. Follow us on Twitter, SOSEFC1878, also on Podbean. Join the Podbean family. We've flicked the bean all season long. We'll flick the bean more when Koeman gets sacked, which is hopefully soon. This one's going to go on YouTube as well, because why not? Fuck you all. Until next time, Jay.
Have the fucking toffees.